Daf Yomi, Tractate Zevachim, page 90b. Top of the page with the words, not the top, but a line or two in, with the words Tashema. Tashema, Par Kol Mashiach Kodim Lepar Helem Davar Shel Tzibur Par Helem Davar Shel Tzibur Kodim Lepar Avodah Zareh. The Gemara suggests coming here a Braita which seems to contradict the principle that a sin offering always precedes a burnt offering. The bull of the anointed priest, meaning the high priest, when he sacrifices, if he issues, and then he acts upon an erroneous halakhic ruling, precedes the bull for an unwitting communal sin. It's par helam davar, sacrificed if the Sanhedrin issues an erroneous halakhic ruling and the community then acts upon it. Similarly, the bull for an unwitting communal sin precedes the bull sacrificed as a burnt offering to atone for an unwitting communal sin involving idol worship. Par avodah zareh kodim l'sireh avodah zareh. Diach v'gav de par avodah zareh l'hina oila u'sireh avodah zareh Chadash. The Braita continues, the bull sacrificed as atonement for the communal idol worship precedes the male goats that atone for idol worship, meaning the goat sacrificed together with the bull. This is the halacha, even though the bull that atones for idol worship is a burnt offering, and the male goats sacrificed as atonement for idol worship are sin offerings. This Braita seems to contradict the statement of the previous Braita that a sin offering always precedes a burnt offering. The Gemara responds, but you can say that the opposite conclusion is derived from the first clause of that Braita, as at least the first clause supports the principle that sin offerings take precedence. The bull for an unwitting communal sin, which is a sin offering, precedes the bull sacrifice to atone for an unwitting communal sin offering involving idol worship, which is burnt offering. Yechabina miha delo kamrina and dechatas kadma. Kamrinan basre vine ashkechan ola dekadma lechatos. The Gemara dismisses this answer. In any event, with regard to offerings that are both of one species of animal, we did not say there is any doubt that a sin offering takes precedence. When we say there is a contradiction between the rulings of the Braitot, it is with regard to offerings of two species. According to the earlier Braita, even a bird sin offering precedes an animal burnt offering, whereas here we find a burnt offering that precedes a sin offering. Amri b'marav v'shmei Rav Barmari Chadash avodah zareh chaser aleph. Chaser Aleph. Okay, Chatas. Well, it's written Chatas without Aleph. Ksiv. Lamed Ches Tes Taf or Saf. Ravina Amar Kamishpat Ksivuhu. The Gemara answers, they say in the West, in Eretz Yisrael, in the name of Rav Barmari, the sin offering sacrificed to atone for idol worship is written without an aleph. See Numbers 15:24. It is written Lamed Ches Tes Taf. This indicates that it is different from other sin offerings in that it does not precede the burnt offering. Ravina says that the term according to the ordinance is written with regard to the offering sacrificed to atone for idol worship. In the verse, the congregation shall offer one young bull according to the ordinance and one goat for a sin offering, Numbers 15:24. This mention of an ordinance indicates that they must be sacrificed in the precise order stated by the verse. The Gemara comments, now that you have arrived at this explanation, the previous Braita can be explained in a similar manner, even if you say that the Braita is referring to the bulls and other offerings of the festival of Sukkot. There is also no difficulty with regard to the burnt offering sheep taking precedence over the sin offering male goats, as a term according to their ordinance is written concerning these offerings as well. See Numbers 29:33. Okay. Chatas ha'ov le'olas behema u'maser eza mehen kodem tikdom chatas ha'ov ika maser dekadim le likdom maser ika olas behema dekadma le tikdom olas behema ika chatas ha'ov dekadma la. Okay. A dilemma ensuing from the conclusion of the previous discussion was raised before the sages. If there is a bird sin offering and an animal burnt offering and an animal tithe offering to be sacrificed, which of them precedes the others? If you say that the bird sin offering should take precedence, there is the animal tithe offering that generally precedes it. Since it requires slaughtering, as stated by the Mishnah, if you say that the animal tithe offering should take precedence, there is the animal burnt offering that precedes it. As the burnt offering is an offering of the most sacred order, if you say that the animal burnt offering should take precedence, there is the bird sin offering that precedes it, as the Gemara previously concluded. Hacha targimu min zevachim b'marabba amrin aliyah ba olas behema b'chazaov ve'ag bata b'maser. The Gemara answers here in Babylonia. They explain that the fact that the animal tithe offering is a type of offering that requires slaughtering is of greater importance than the other factors. Therefore, the animal tithe offering is sacrificed first, followed by the bird sin offering, and finally the animal burnt offering. In the West, Eretz Yisrael, they say the animal burnt offering has an effect on the bird sin offering sacrificed with it and raises its importance above that of the animal tithe offering. Therefore, the bird sin offering is sacrificed first, followed by the animal burnt offering, and finally the animal tithe offering. That's it for the Gemara, new Mishnah. All the sin offerings mandated by the Torah take precedence over the guilt offerings, as explained in the previous mission in 89a, except for the guilt offering of a leper, because it comes to render one fit. If one who has been cured of leprosy must undergo a process, one who has been cured of leprosy must undergo a process through which he is rendered ritually pure before coming into contact with consecrated items, although he must also bring a sin offering. His guilt offering is more central to that process of purification, and therefore it takes precedence over the sin offering. Kol hashemot shel boin b'nei shtayim uboin b'kesef shkalim chutz b'yashem nazir b'yashem tzayra shehem boin b'nei shinasim ein boin b'kesef shkalim. All the guilt offerings mandated by the Torah law come as rams in their second year and come worth 2 silver shekels, except for the guilt offering of a Nazarite and the guilt offering of a leper, as they come from sheep in their first year and do not need to come worth 2 silver shekels, as they have no fixed value. Kishem shekoybim b'krivasan koybim b'achilasan shlamim shel emesh u'shlamim shel yoim shel emesh koybim shel yoim shlamim shel emesh chatas v'asham shel yoim shlamim shel emesh koybim Dever Meir v'chamayim chatas kodemes b'fnei shehu kachim kachim. Just as the more sacred offerings precede other offerings with regards to their sacrifices, as taught in the previous Mishnah in 89a, they also precede the others with regard to their consumption. If one has a peace offering from yesterday and a peace offering from today, the peace offering from yesterday precedes the peace offering from today. If one has a peace offering from yesterday and a sin offering of guilt, or a guilt offering from today, the peace offering from yesterday precedes the others. This is the statement of Rabbi Meir, and the rabbis say the sin offering precedes the peace offering due to the fact that it is an offering of the most sacred order. Likewise, the guilt offering precedes the peace offering as it is of the most sacred order. So and with regard to all the offerings that are eaten, the priests are permitted to alter the manner of their consumption and eat them as they choose. Therefore, the priests are permitted to eat them roasted or boiled or cooked, and to place in the cooking pot non-sacred spices or truma spices. This is the statement of Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Meir says one may not place truma spices in it, so that he will not bring the truma to a state of disqualification. Consumption and consecrated foods is permitted only for a limited period, after which they are disqualified and burned. Adding truma spices might cause those spices to be similarly disqualified. That's the Mishnah. And now the Gemara. Ibailahu tadir umukdash ezim hen koidim tadir koidim mishum de tadir odil mishum de tadir odilma mikudash kadin de kaddish tashema to be koidim lemusafin. The Gemara says a dilemma was raised before the sages. The Mishnah 1889a taught that a frequent offering precedes other offerings, and also that an offering of greater sanctity precedes others. If there is a frequent offering and an offering of greater sanctity to be sacrificed, which of them precedes the other? Does the frequent offering take place due to the fact that it is frequent, or perhaps the offering of the greater sanctity takes precedence as is of greater sanctity? The Gemara suggests, coming here, the ruling of the first Mishnah in this chapter, that the daily offerings precede the additional offerings because they are frequent.